Southwestern Energy. When we show you the chart in a minute, wow, what a change in the company. Let's talk to the CEO that's changed the company, Stephen Mueller. Come on in, please, and let's talk up nat gas. We talk oil, maybe nat gas 10% of the time or so. I want to go back first to talk Colorado School of Mines. You come into that mountain and you look down on Golden, Colorado, and there's a Colorado School of Mines. Are we doing enough petroleum engineering in this country?
We're really not. I was actually meeting with some of the people from mines the other day, and from whether it's petroleum engineering, geology, geophysics, we have got great need both in the country and around the world. And I think you're going to see several of the campuses, whether it's mines or other campuses, really get pushed into more and more activity, both not just in the individual disciplines, but all working together and working together as disciplines to crack some of these codes, whether it's oil or gas codes that we have to worry about.
All right, let's bring up the chart here of Southwestern. What a story, really a struggle, and up it goes, this renaissance of excellence around it. Were you in those meetings in 06, 07, 08? I mean, when you strategically change a company as much as Southwestern Energy was changed, I'm going to suggest this wasn't luck, and it wasn't really about an energy renaissance. It was most about managing people, wasn't it?
It was all about people. We had actually, if you go back 12 years ago, we had a small utility. We lost a $100 million lawsuit, and as you can see, we're barely a $100 million company. And the only thing we could do is start over again. And we had to get investors to want to invest in us, even when we had tough times. And we had to get our employees to want to work for us and grow with it. Well, part of it was the formula. Part of it was saying, look, we're starting over. This is the way we're starting over, and we are going to have the right people. And we changed some employees out, and we got other people's up. So we're going to do the right things. We didn't have a lot of assets. So what we had to do is do those right things. And then ultimately the goal was not to just bring value, but to bring value plus. And
where do you define value on the income statement? Do you incent at the revenue line, or do you go down operating income margin? How do you incentivize employees on the income statement?
We actually incentivized on the whole picture. And by that I mean we have an economic parameter we call present value index. What we want to do is give our investors $1.30 for every dollar we invest. And we call it 1.3 PVI. That's our index. Our bonuses for our entire company, whether it's me or all the way down through it, is based on delivering to the investor $1.30, discounted 10% for every dollar.
Let's bring up a formula here. We like formulas on surveillance. Midday. I've never seen this one, folks. R squared over A, fancy cutesy pie arrow equals V plus registered trademark.
Registered
you
trademark.
Gotta love that. What is this? Come on, who owns that? Did you get a royalty?
No, we don't have a royalty. We do have the registered trademark.
What am I looking at? Well, it's a shameless plug. Get it out there. It's a shameless Southwestern.
It is. I don't know about shameless. This is what makes our company. When we actually invoke the formula, and what that means is R squared is right people doing the right things. That's the double R. Then we said we want to wisely invest the cash flow from the underlying assets. That's the A under the line. Will produce value plus. And that little squiggle that you said that goes up there, some days it's not going to all work for you. So sometimes it's going to be down, but ultimately you want to be up and to the right. And we want to give not just value, but value plus. And in the projects we have, that's why our stock curve went the way it did. We've been able to capture very large projects and be able to do some good things with those projects and deliver better than a lot of our competitors have been able to deliver.
What do you think of consultants?
Not very much.
That's a Bray exclusive right there. That's a Bray exclusive. I mean, you guys resurrected this company with this formula. I love this present value incentive. What does the consultancy crew get wrong?
Well, I think, number one, they don't understand often what you're doing. But really, if you think about our business, in the oil and gas business, the thing that makes you money is finding it, getting in early, and grabbing these projects and then taking them apart. Most consultants want to work on efficiencies on the other end. Well, efficiency is easy. It's finding that's hard. There aren't a whole bunch of consultants out there that's going to find a product for you. What they're going to do is they'll help you work on it later. So
bring up this elegant chart. This is great. Bring up this chart, nat gas. We've shown this before. We've shown this with Boone Pickens, among others. Your nat gas first, I'm going to suggest. What does America need to do to make that Steve Mueller, that Boone Pickens jump to nat gas?
Well, I think we're starting to do it. You're seeing several power companies say, economics are there to go to natural gas versus coal, let alone any other incentives that are out there. And that takes some time, and you're starting to see that. On the natural gas vehicle side, you're seeing companies like us, where we're converting 400 trucks in Arkansas to natural gas. We built our own natural gas station. It's going to be both for the public and for us. In that case, it's all pure economics. There's no incentives involved. It just works in today's environment. And as those economics start working, just like capitalism works, you're going to start seeing more and more natural gas be used. And because of the big discrepancy today between oil and gas, or even actually discrepancy between coal and gas, we've got an advantage.
What do you want from Washington?
Consistency is the biggest thing we want. What we want from Washington is to set the ground rules for us, keep those ground rules constant, and we can work within that. You know, if they want to help incent some of the natural gas vehicles, that's fine. But the real key to us is just have consistency. What we want to do is deliver energy to the country as cheap as we can deliver it, and the rest will take care of itself.
What can big oil learn from you? I mean, you got a great stock chart on that. These guys are aircraft carriers going through the water that can barely, make the turn 4 or 5 years out. What can big oil learn from the success of Southwestern?
Well, it kind of goes back to my consultant comment. Sometimes in the big oil, because you are so large, you forget what got you there. And in our case, we really work hard at trying to remember what got us there. What got us there was getting in early on these projects, finding them ourselves. And a lot of times in big oil now, it's not so much about finding yourself, it's all the efficiencies and things that go with that. And that's a different model, and it has a different characteristic to it, and it has a different stock chart.
We'll come back. Thank you so much. Stephen Mueller with us, folks. Southwestern Energy.